Essay number 74. There's no such thing as letting go. There's just accepting what's already gone. I'm about to tell you something that's going to piss you off. All things are good. Everything that happens to you, everything that's happened to you, everything that will happen to you, it's all good. I know what you're thinking. What about trauma? What about loss? What about the person who destroyed me? How the hell is that good? Stay with me, because understanding this might be the key to finally being free from the pain you've been carrying. Let me ask you something. What makes something bad? Really think about it. It's not the thing itself. It's what we've decided isn't right. What we've been conditioned to believe shouldn't happen. Take feelings, for example. We have hundreds of feelings every day, but somehow we've decided that some are good and some are bad. Joy is good, sadness is bad, excitement is good, anger is bad. But here's the thing. Some feelings show us we're on the right path, and some show us where we need to redirect. How is one better than the other? Isn't the one that redirects us actually more valuable? Isn't the pain that says stop going this way more important than the pleasure that says keep going? Bad feelings only become bad when we fight them. When we refuse to listen to what they're trying to tell us. When we won't let ourselves feel what we need to feel. When we resist and deny and push down what's trying to come up. The feeling itself isn't the problem. Our resistance to it is. Think about this. Good and bad are just labels we assign, and they're completely subjective. What's right in one culture is wrong in another. What's celebrated in one family is shameful in another. History isn't even taught the same way in different countries. The same event is a victory in one textbook and a tragedy in another. The second you realize you get to define what good means in your life is the second you start to free yourself. Because everything, even the thing that broke you, even the loss that devastated you, can be good if you choose to see why it's here, what it needs to show you. But we don't want to see that. We want to stay in our story of being wronged, being hurt, being the victim of circumstances we didn't choose. Let me tell you something about love that nobody wants to hear. It's incredibly rare to love someone unconditionally. What we call love is usually just someone meeting our preconceived conditions. They make us feel a certain way, they do certain things for us, they fit into our life in a certain way. And the moment they stop meeting those conditions, our love starts to falter. That's why the deepest relationships become the hardest. Someone perfectly fills your idea of what you wanted and needed, and then suddenly they don't. They change, or you change, or you finally see who they really were all along. And you're devastated. Not because they're not who they are, but because they're not who you needed them to be. You're not doing what I think you're supposed to be doing, therefore, how could you do this to me? This isn't actually love. It's a contract, an unspoken agreement that you'll be who I need if I'll be who you need. And the key to getting over that kind of conditional love isn't learning to let go. It's realizing that what you're grieving was never real in the first place. You're not grieving the person. You're grieving the story you told yourself about who they were supposed to be. We say we want unconditional love and happiness, but look at how we behave. We want love when we get the relationship. We want happiness when we get the promotion. We want peace when we get the apology. Why? Because it's easier. Because it puts the responsibility for our emotions on something outside ourselves. If happiness comes from getting things, then we don't have to do the hard work of choosing it. We just have to acquire the right things. But here's what that does. It gives away all your power. It makes your entire emotional life dependent on things you can't control. The first step in taking back your power is to permit all things. Allow the love, allow the loss, allow the coming and the going. Don't try to control the flow. Just be in it. Watch how quickly even your deepest troubles fade when you stop fighting them. When you stop insisting reality should be different than it is. The Tao Te Ching says that softness is life and hardness is death. Living bodies are soft and flexible. Dead bodies are stiff. Living trees bend in the wind. Dead trees are rigid and break. When our hearts harden, when we close off parts of ourselves, when we fill up with unprocessed emotions, we're choosing death over life. We become brittle, breakable. One strong wind and we shatter. But when we stay soft, when we allow things to flow through us, we can weather any storm. We bend but don't break. We feel the pain but aren't destroyed by it. Your brain has this fascinating mechanism where it focuses on the most severe pain and blocks out all the others. It forces you to face the hardest thing because that's what needs attention most. We think we're avoiding pain by focusing on one specific hurt, by obsessing over one particular loss, but we're not. We're actually moving toward healing. The obsession is your psyche's way of saying, deal with this. The rumination is your mind trying to process what happened. But here's the thing we get wrong about letting go. There's no such thing as letting go. There's just accepting what's already gone. Read that again. There's no such thing as letting go. There's just accepting what's already gone. That person who left, they're already gone. That opportunity you missed, it's already passed. That version of yourself you're mourning, they already died. You're not holding on to them. You're holding on to the illusion that they're still here. You're gripping the ghost of something that already left. Letting go implies you have control, like you're holding something and you need to open your hand and release it, but you're not holding anything. Your hand is already empty. You just haven't looked down to notice. The relationship ended months or years ago, even if you just broke up yesterday. The job was never going to work out, even if you just got fired. The life you planned was never going to happen, even if you just realized it. What you're doing isn't letting go. It's accepting reality. It's finally admitting what's been true all along. And that's why it hurts so much. Not because you're losing something, but because you're finally acknowledging that you already lost it. Maybe you never had it at all. The pain isn't the loss, the pain is the resistance to accepting the loss. It's the fighting against what is, the insisting that things should be different, the desperate attempt to control what was never yours to control. We lose ourselves in this labyrinth of illusion, thinking we can control outcomes, thinking we can make people stay, thinking we can force life to unfold according to our plans. But control is the ultimate illusion. You can't control what happens to you. You can't control what other people do. You can't control how life unfolds. The only thing you can control is your response, and even that's debatable. So what's the alternative to control? It's finding joy in the chaos. It's learning to dance with uncertainty. It's accepting that life is happening for you, not to you, even when it doesn't feel that way. It's understanding that the thing that broke you was always going to break you, because you needed to be broken. The person who left was always going to leave, because you needed them to leave. The loss was always going to happen, because the loss is what transforms you into who you're supposed to become. This isn't spiritual bypassing. This isn't toxic positivity. This isn't pretending everything is fine when it's not. This is the deepest level of acceptance. This is looking at the worst thing that happened to you and saying, thank you for the lesson. Thank you for showing me what I needed to see. Thank you for breaking me open so something new could grow. Because here's the ultimate truth. The pain only remains as long as we fight it, as long as we resist it, as long as we pretend we have control over things that are already gone. The moment you accept what's already gone, the moment you stop fighting reality, the moment you admit that you're not in control, that's the moment you're actually free. Not free from pain, not free from loss, not free from the human experience of suffering, free from the additional suffering you create by refusing to accept what is. Free from the torture of thinking things should be different. Free from the prison of your own resistance. So stop trying to let go. You can't let go of something that's already gone. Stop trying to control what was never yours to control. Instead, just accept. Accept what happened, accept what's happening, accept what will happen. Not because it's good or bad, not because it's right or wrong, but because it's already here, it's already true, it's already done. And in that acceptance, in that softness, in that surrender to what is, That's where you'll find the peace you've been desperately trying to control your way into. That's where you'll find that everything, even the hardest things, were always working for you. That's where you'll discover that there was never anything to let go of. There was only ever something to accept. And it's been waiting for you to accept it all along.